Hello everybody, this is Gary from Home Run Cards and Collectables with a very interesting video, at least I think. This is my very first SGC submission. There's some cards in here that weren't quite what I wanted. I wanted them to have them in SGC holders because I already got them in PSA holders, but they mean more to me. I just wanted to get them graded because there's stories with them and how I got them. It will be included in this video. There are some PSA minimum size requirement trim cards that they claim, miscut cards. We'll see if they graded them. I pre-graded this order before I sent it out. I wanted to see how close they were to my grades, and I'm very happy with the order. I'm not one of them persons that I can keep it and not see the grades. I'm sorry. I'm too excited to see what grades they got. I was too excited to see actually if they were going to grade some of these. And we'll go over that during the video. I said there's a childhood cards. Like I said, it's going to be a long-winded and nice video. Please stay throughout. Please comment on which card you like the best. We're going to get on with the video here, and I thank you as always for watching. Okay, the first card I have is a 1967 Hank Aaron. There'll be lots of Hall of Famers in this throughout the whole video. I had this graded at a 6, and it got a 6. Let me try to get this up a little bit. Alright, focus. Alright, this got a 6. Now, this was one of the PSA minimum size requirements. They said this card was a thing. Now, I took a roller to this card, and this card was like right spot on. So I was like, what are they using thing? But they said it fits snug. You can see, you can look at the holder. It fits snug, the whole holder. So that's what I'm getting. PSA sometimes, I just don't know. This is a card that I got at a show. This is a 68 Aaron. Had it for 6, got a 6. Like I said, I'm collecting these in the lower grade because I cannot afford the higher grades. Now, here's another one that PSA had trouble with. Now, I had this at a 6, and it got a 6. Now, this was according to them, this card was miscut. PSA. So far, that's 2 for 2 that they holdered SGC. So I put this in the grid I have one in it's like a grading thing that you can check to be off center, and it was right within the box. So why it was miscut for PSA, I have no idea. Now, I just recently bought this at a card show in a deal. And this is a surprise of the order. I had this at a let me look here on my sheet. I had this at a 7. And SGC thought it was a little bit better. It got an 8. These are very hard to get the in-action card to be in centered like that. I looked for a long time for that card. Now, I had 2 Ryans in this order, 74. I picked up at shows. This had a little surface on here, right here. A little surface mark. But it got a 6.5. And I had these both getting 7s. I thought maybe this one might get lower. I don't know. Didn't know. But I thought they were both worthy of 7s, but it goes 6.5. still happy with that grade. The next one, this has a little dot near his head right here, a little dot there, but it got a 7 too. I'll probably sell the 6.5. If anybody's interested in the 6.5, let me know. I'm going to go with recent comps. Okay, now the next one in this order is another one that PSA said, it's minimum size required, and I wouldn't grade it. This is my Tom Seaver, 71. I thought it was really good shape. It's got a little chipping, a little corner here, but for 7.5 and a 71, you're doing really good. I was really happy with that. And here is the holder that PSA would not holder this thing. And you can see it's snug. It's very snug in the thing. See, I think PSA's fell in vintage, and I will be sending my vintage through Sgc for now. Now this I bought at a card show. This was $20, and I was happy to get a 4. I said I'm not putting these in 10s because I just can't afford it. I said you can see it had chipping down the side. It wasn't centered and stuff, but I'm happy with a 4. It's still if you look at it, a 4 is way more than $20. I bought this at a show, and this is a 73. Tops, very hard to get these in a higher grade like this, especially because the back, I'll show you. The back is, you gotta watch the white on the corners and stuff show up more. The centering is what got this in the back, not to go any higher. The centering is always off on the back on these. Very tough set. Now, here's the 71 Aaron. Now this has a spider web right here on the card, but it presents very well for being a 71. This is also another minimum size required for PSA. You can see a theme here that they're graded in these cards. Now this one here, I was curious to see what it got. This has like a little mark down by the name. It's like when they made it, or it was like a fingernail, I don't know. I wanted to see what it would do, just curious, and that got a 5. This will be up for sale too in my eBay or somebody gets a hold of me. This is up for sale. I'll do recent comps. That's why I got to pay for this order. Now here's one. I was very upset at PSA for not grading this card. I've had this card since a while. I have a ripped version of this card, and it's exactly the same size as this card. And it got a 7. Now, PSA said this had evidence of trimming. And I looked at the edges and stuff. To me, there was nothing that looked like it was trimmed. You can look at the back. Very clean back. I said I had this at a I had this getting an 8. It got a 7, which I'm happy with the 7. I did drop a loop on it and put a little dent on there when I was looking at it to see if it was worthy of graded when I first sent the PSA. So that's probably why it went down in a grade. The next one, my sister bought this randomly. I don't know what she paid for it. No, it wasn't much. She got it for my birthday. And this is the George Brett rookie. I had it for I thought it would be a 9. That's what it got. This is that SSPC 75. And that's another Brett rookie that people don't know about. Very happy to get the 9. And The reason it got a 9, if you look at the back, it's a little discolored at the top. It's getting a little yellow through the age. It was in a top letter without a sleeve, believe it or not. Now, this one I bought at Expo Center during the summer, and my sister showed me this card and said, "Yeah, that's way better than mine." I had this getting a 7, and it got a 7. So, very happy with that. Now, this next one's got a story to it. I had this getting I had it getting a 6, and they go to 6.5. Now, when I was young, we didn't have much at all. I used to go collect aluminum cans, beer bottles, and recycle anything I could just to get a pack of cards. That's the way it was when I was younger. So that's why I appreciate everything that I get now. And my grandmother and my dad, we were going on a field trip to Three Rivers Stadium. This is how old this card is. Which Three Rivers Stadium's no longer. They had these packs sitting in the souvenir shop, and they gave me money to get a souvenir down there because they know I like the thing. Well, I bought the packs of cards. When I got home, my grandmother and dad said, "Well, that's not what we wanted. We wanted to get the souvenir with something with the Pirates on, but that's all right." I think I got a pennant, too, so they weren't too real mad at it. I opened up this pack, and it was like me hitting the lottery. I've always wanted a Rickey Henderson rookie and never could afford one. Back then, I think they weren't that much money back then, but it was like me getting $1,000 right now, you know. And I said, this is for Three Rivers Stadium from inside the stadium pack. And I said, I have a 7 in a PSA I bought at the first card show I went to since when I started back into this, which means something to me, but this one really means a lot. I said, just getting it graded and keeping it nice forever is what I really wanted to see with this card, and I'm happy it's in this now. I said it had a little bit on the corners because it was sitting in that, I know it was like 84, 85, so it was sitting in there for them packs for that long. So I was very lucky when I was a kid to get this card. That was my best pull to me, my lifetime. I pulled some autos of Machado and stuff, and I pulled the Mike Trout thing. I got 1-on-1 Reese McGuire, but I said, to me, that's still my best pull. Now, I wanted to see what this card would get on this. I had this getting a 7. It got a 7. This is a very center Tony Gwynn. This will go up for sale, but it has one bad corner on. If it didn't have the bad corner, this would probably be a 9, maybe possibly a 10. It has one bad corner at the top, but you cannot find them this centered, this nice. Very hard card to find that way. So I thought it needed protected. It'll go out to sell to whoever, there's a picture of the back. Whoever wants it for their collection. I said, I had this one getting a 8, the Sandberg rookie. And I bought this with the Gwynn, and this got a 9. So this one will be out for sale too because I have a PSA 9. I'll go with comps. You're going to put on eBay or try to put it on Sgc site for selling or somewhere. So if you're interested, please let me know. I sent in an update Flair Bonds. I wanted Sgc because I thought the blue would look better. I had a 9 on it, and I got an 8.5. And I have lots of these, but that was the best one I had. that didn't show the corners. The chipping hurts you a lot on these on the back, especially on the top. But this one was pretty good on the back. I said it didn't have the little white corner. It's off bottom to top, too, and left to right. So I wound up from a Bonds collection. This next one, this is another card that PSA said was minimum size required. And I pulled this. This is another story. I pulled this when I was a kid up at King's in Brookfield, Pennsylvania. I was putting an upper deck set together. I bought a couple packs, and believe it or not, I hit 2 Griffeys that day. And I made a deal with the dealer after we talked a while. He'd help me finish my set if I sold him to Griffey, which I sold him to Griffey so he could sell it. I was happy to get 1 Griffey. Now, this card, they said it was another minimum size required. They will not grade this card. And I have 2 8s of this in PSA out of my sets. But this is in a binder. And it's really centered, this card. Probably would have did a lot better, but it has some surface stuff from being in the sheet. It has some scratches on it. I was a kid. I said the diamond's a little bit off in the back. But very happy to even get this card. This card is priceless to me. I'll never get rid of it. Somebody will have to get it after my time. Now we got this. I had this getting an 8. I found this digging around in my stuff for sale. I bought some Griffeys because people wanted Griffeys, and this has a scratch on it. But it's an 8.5. This will be up for sale too to pay for the order. It's a refractor. I said I like the red on this with the black. I thought it would pop, which it does. It's got a real. It's really nice. The back's thing. That's another thing I'll put in my eBay store or get a hold of me if you're interested. Now. Here's a card I cracked out. This was a 6 in a PSA holder. And I said I wanted to see if this it did have a scratch on the back. So PSA did find something wrong. But I thought it was still undergraded. This got an 8 through PSA. So I don't think PSA's grade right now. And this was it was a lighthouse label, as you can see. The serial number. I even told the dealer I bought this card for $36. And I sent it in to grade, and it's well over 100 now. Being in an 8. I have my Ichiro and Pujols Chrome in an 8. So Sgc. So I just wanted. I think it's 8 or 9. I can't remember. And I wanted to keep the theme going with Sgc on that. I bought this at Nationals. I think this was around $40, but don't quote me on it. This is a Pujols and Ichiro together. I said I picked out the best one of the 4 that was there. It had little white corners on it. It got an 8.5. Very happy with that. And I had it getting a I 9. So I was a 0.5 off on that one. Which it'll go in my collection. Now I gotta turn this is where you guys are gonna get sick. I have to turn it this way because I got some big cards. These were $15 a piece to get something this size done. I was very happy to get this. I was a little off in the grading on these. So This is a Roberto Clemente coming up. I had this getting a 7. And I think I got this around $27, $28 if I remember right during the summer. So the finest copy I could find in my area was 6.5. They did this for $15. If you did this through PSA, it would be a lot more money. So I went out on the road trip at the Ohio Rogers Flea Market. I found this, and I got this for around $10. So I just wanted to get it done. I thought this would have got at least a 7, but they got a 5.5. So I got to learn a lot more in these cards, what to look for. But I'm happy it's done. The main part of the order I wanted to get, here's Mr. Mantle. I bought this through Whatnot. It had some, I seen it had some surface marks, but this is my first playing day Mantle card. I had the playing day card, the 68, I think it is. But I wanted to get something. Well, my dad was graduated in 64, so that's why I started the 64 stuff. And I said I didn't want to do the set because I couldn't afford it, but these are reasonable if you can watch and find them. So I got the Mantle. Now these next two are up for sale. These are at a 22-20-20 Topps Heritage baseball. I got a Rafael Devers. I thought this would get a 9. They got a 9.5. So if you're interested, please let me know. There's no booking on this. I'm going to start around $40 or $50 with shipping. I think I'm going to lean towards 50 because it got a 9.5. And next is the big card of this. I have an Ohtani for sale. The last PSA got $180 of this card. I have a 9 in it. I thought it was more like it should have got a 10, but it has a little bit around the corners, a little bit white shown on the back here in the upper corners. But I said these were pulled by me during my videos and just sitting in a wrapper for a while because I said I just couldn't afford the PSA to get it done, and this was like $15. I took this. They were down. This SGC order was. I did down at Pittsburgh card show. They were there, so I attended these in person. I thought it was the best way to go. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day. And as always, collect what you like. You can never go wrong.